There is a border in Europe. Yes, there is a border in Europe. But this border is not free like the borders of Schengen area. At this specific border, that is also located in Europe, millions and millions of people cross every year without any passports, without checkpoints, and often they cross without even realizing it exists. This is a border shaped by history, by conflict, by identity, and political compromise. Long before the European Union, before Schengen, before Brexit, Britain and Ireland created something extraordinary, a travel zone that survived wars, revolutions, terrorism, and one of the greatest political ruptures in modern European history. This is the story of the Common Travel Area. To understand the Common Travel Area, we need to go back to the breakup of the United Kingdom in 1922. After years and years of political tension and violent conflict, most of Ireland left the United Kingdom and became the Irish Free State for the first time in centuries. A political border that divides the islands of Britain and Ireland has been created. Suddenly, London faced a difficult question. Should this new border become a hard international frontier with passports, immigration controls, custom checks, and barriers? Or should movement between the islands remain open? Well, the answer would shape the lives of millions of people for generations. But instead of building walls, Britain and Ireland chose cooperation, quietly, pragmatically, and with very little public attention. They created what became known as the Common Travel Area, or simply the CTA. This agreement includes the United Kingdom, Ireland, the Isles of Man, Jersey, and Guernsey. Under this arrangement, British and Irish citizens can travel freely between these territories. They can live there, work there, study there, access healthcare, and in some situations, even vote. Few international agreements in the world provide this level of mutual privilege. Perhaps nowhere is the Common Travel Area more extraordinary than here, on the island of Ireland. Today, the border between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland is almost invisible. You drive along a country road and suddenly the speed limit changes from miles to kilometers. Road signs change language, currency also changes, but there are no passport controls, no military checkpoints, no border fences, No walls, and yet this peaceful normally hides a much darker past. For decades, Northern Ireland was consumed by conflict, a violent period known as the Troubles. Nationalists wanted Northern Ireland to unite with the Republic of Ireland. Unionists wanted to remain part of the United Kingdom. Bombings, shootings, sectarian violence, and other things became part of daily life. More than 3,000 people were killed during these years. The border became heavily militarized. Armed checkpoints, watchtowers, security patrols, and other agents were crossing from north to south often meant daily fear and tension. But in 1998, after years and years of negotiation, the Good Friday Agreement changed everything. Peace depended on making the border disappear once again, and the common travel area became part of that fragile balance. Then came Brexit in 2016, when the United Kingdom voted to leave the European Union. Suddenly, an old political problem returned. What would happen to the Irish border? Because while the United Kingdom was leaving the European Union, Ireland was staying. That meant that invisible border across Ireland could become the new external frontier of the European Union. So European leaders at the time feared the return of a hard border. Border posts, customs inspections, physical infrastructure, and many feared this could threaten the peace process itself. Once again, the common travel area became politically essential. Despite Brexit, the common travel area survived. Britain citizens and Ireland citizens reaffirmed their commitment to maintaining free movement between their citizens. In many ways, the CTA proved stronger than European integration itself, because it was not built only on economics or political ideology. It was built on geography, shared history, human relationships, and practical reality. Millions and millions of people depend on it every single day. So, most borders announce themselves. They divide nations, separate identities, restrict movement, but between Britain and Ireland, there exists a border that almost disappears, a quiet political achievement, preserved through crisis, compromise, and history. So, the common travel area is more than an immigration arrangement. It is a proof that sometimes the most powerful borders and the ones we choose not to see. The invisible border inside the common travel area. And there is one more fascinating detail. Irish citizens living in the United Kingdom can still vote in British elections, a privilege granted to almost no other foreign nationals in the world. Even after Brexit, the relationship between Britain and Ireland remains uniquely intertwined. If you like to know more, if you would like to know more about politics, economy, and international law, subscribe to the channel. Bye!